Moment of silence right here for Joe Biden. Right there. Moment of silence.
Do I need to be quiet?
He's in the basement right now, probably snuggling with the cat right now, Joe Biden. So, Republican National Convention kicked off today. And, of course, the president is going to be speaking at every night of the Republican National Convention. As soon as we get finished, I'm heading home, and I'm going to see if I can watch some of it. We've got friends at the convention right now. We do.
And the cool thing is, there's actually people there we know.
They don't claim us, but
well, no, sometimes there's days they do. When they need us, they claim us.
Yeah.
So, by the way, we're two bald guys on the right.
Yeah, and welcome to episode number 6, because we did one on Thursday.
Actually, 7 now.
7? Okay. I can't keep up. When we get to like 300, then maybe. Don't forget to subscribe to Two Balls on the Right, and you can find us all over the place. We're on a lot of platforms now.
We are, yeah. Actually, you can check us out on. We're on Podbean. We've also got. And I know we're on TuneIn now. I'm trying to get us up on like Spotify and iTunes, but I know we're on Podbean, so you can download the app if you want to listen to just the audio version. But we're also going to have the video version up there at some point too. But we're also. YouTube's probably the easiest way right now.
Yep.
Just Two Ball Guys on the Right on YouTube.
So make sure and subscribe and help me, and we'll be able to retire one day. So every show, we started off with our memes and funny stuff that we find on the internet. Number 1 for today. Right now, about half of the country has a conspiracy theorist friend who looks a lot less crazier than he did 6 months ago.
Sometimes I'm that friend.
And I am that guy a whole bunch. And CDC comes out today and says that wearing a mask, if you're around somebody more than 15 minutes with the coronavirus, the mask is not helping. I think we've said that already.
Just a lot.
I think we're ahead of the CDC.
We've said that from day one, and then all of a sudden, there again, if you don't believe or don't like the science that comes out, wait 5 minutes because it'll change.
Number 2, I feel that tacos are more important than pumpkin spice. There, I said it. Fight me. And I'm not a pumpkin spice guy, so I'll take tacos.
Amen.
Anytime.
I would if I could.
Now, on the page of online schooling right now, a lot of, and I know you're fighting it, but a lot of parents can get this. Definitely not a fan of this school year.
Man, I'm not having fun at all with my 2 teenagers.
Nah, it's pretty different. All right, going to the next mass story this morning or this afternoon, whatever it is, darn it. Wherever you're listening, it's a different time.
Whatever time,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah. I'm wearing a cloth mask to stop the virus. And, of course, I'm installing a chain link fence to stop the mosquitoes.
That's very effective.
Yeah. Michelle Obama up on the next one. Donald Trump is the wrong president for our country. He has had more than enough time to prove that he can do the job, but he clearly is in over his head. I don't know if you saw the economy before the coronavirus. It was pretty damn awesome. I mean, 50-year highs for African Americans working and all kind of stuff. Here we go with number, 5 or 6, whatever the hell it is. Okay, there's a lot of Trump signs being stolen. And I'm going to say, I drive around. I haven't seen, have you seen any Biden signs?
No.
I haven't seen one.
Not in our area.
So here you go. Trump sign. Go ahead and steal it.
Those are rat traps, dude. Those aren't mouse traps. Those are rat traps. I don't know if you noticed, that would break a damn finger if you ever seen a rat trap.
Other people have actually put like electricity into their sign, and that's pretty fun. And you know what's even funnier? When you water the grass and then put the electricity on it.
There you go.
Then it makes it really fun. All right, number whatever the hell it is. Never done mail-in voting before. Do I mail in all 7 of them at once or space them a little out?
Probably good for people to know because
I mean this, and see, the Democrats want us to believe that this has been going on a long time. This mail-in vote. What's a bunch of hooey? It is not.
Oh, but it's Trump that's trying to mess up the election.
Now, this is the first time we've had the mail-in votes. Now, we've had absentee mail-in ballots, which are different than mail-in ballots, 100% mail-in ballots. I thought this was funny. I saw this over the weekend. I want free education, housing, healthcare, and food. Have you ever thought about going to prison? That's funny. All right, here's one. Have you ever thought about going into the military? I think that would be awesome. Go in the military. I think that would be great. Republican National Convention kicked off today, and they're actually butts in the seats. It's a little different than the Democrats had. With the Democrats, nobody was in the seats. Everything was pre-recorded and virtual. President Trump kicked this thing off today where he said he's accusing the Democrats of using the coronavirus to steal the election. And he was very defiant when it came to them trying to steal the election. And I say, I got to agree that the president is spot on. And I have a story coming up in a second where the new postmaster says he hasn't changed a damn thing. Nothing. So the president says they're trying to steal the election. By the way, many Republicans have switched parties. Did you see this story? It makes me sick. It really does. Last week, the Ohio governor spoke at the Democratic National Convention. He is actually a Republican.
Well,
in namesake.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Anyway,
use that term loosely with him.
Jeff Flake and 24 other former GOP members launched Republicans for Biden. No. Oh, wait a damn minute here. You got to change that. Former Republicans. Jeff Flake has sided with the Democrats when it came to Kavanaugh and most everything else that they've impeachment. So Jeff Flake, please. Other people that were on this that I can recognize their names because there's a bunch of them. Would include the guy from Ray LaHood from Illinois. Now, he was on the Obama. He served as transportation secretary under Obama. But there's actually a couple Republicans like Steve Bartlett, who is from Texas, and a Republican that's actually Republicans for Biden. 24 of them so far. I'm going, whatever. New York University students demanding... Before I get to the story, I'm a little confused. Didn't we fight to end segregation?
Right.
I mean, didn't we?
Oh yeah, that was a big deal.
Okay, I'm totally confused because we're going back.
But see, it's total. But see, you're missing the point, though. B. It's totally okay.
Oh,
it's totally okay for you to segregate if it's in the benefit of the minorities.
Wow.
But if it's in the benefit of white people, then you can't segregate.
If black folks don't like being around white folks,
then that's totally okay.
Oh, okay. But if white
they can have their own colleges, their own dormitories, their own jobs, their own groups, their own TV network.
Wow.
I haven't checked out white entertainment television lately.
No, I tried, but I couldn't find it. I did a search for it.
Right.
So New York University, their students demand a black-only student housing unless they can find like one big booty white chick, and then they'll accept her in there.
She's the only one.
That's it. And so
the booty is the qualifying aspect?
That would be the pre-qualifier.
Oh, gotcha.
And of course, there's like a big fight among NFL players because once they make it to the NFL, they get with white chicks. And a lot of African-American chicks take offense to that.
Sure.
Oh, now that you made it. Now, Mm-hmm. But New York University students are demanding black-only student housing. So Dr. Martin Luther King and everybody else that marched to end segregation, now they want to segregate.
Can't be around those nasty white folk.
We cannot be around, You people got to go. All right, Nancy Pelosi speaks out about, we're going to play part of this clip about Nancy talking about they're trying to steal the election.
Yes,
Nancy.
Yes. Not even just trying to steal the election, but also that we're domestic terrorists. The Republicans and the president are domestic terrorists.
Wow.
So here you go. I mean, it's just, listen to this. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Old Nancy.
Our election.
Hitting the
but
bottom.
They're not the only ones. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue with their allies in the Congress of the United States. But again, let's just get out there and mobilize, organize, and not let the president deter anybody from voting. And again, support the postal system, which is election central. They're doing everything they can. Suppress the vote with your actions, scare people, intimidate by saying law enforcement will be there, diminish the role of the postal system in all of this. It's really actually shameful.
I'm a little confused because
did she just say that the postal service was trying to suppress the vote?
Yeah, and here's the deal.
I know she just misspoke.
Since when is the postal system election central? I thought carrying your butt to the polls was election central.
Well, that's there again. It's just they're trying to
change.
They're trying to change the narrative because they want the post office to be the ones because they want to be able to get away with their fraud.
Be able to, and it scares the hell out of me that the Postal Service, their union endorsed Biden. Oh, that's not a conflict or anything.
It's bad enough that we have states like New Mexico that you don't even have to show your ID when you vote.
No.
So
the most sacred thing we do as a country is be able to vote,
and you don't even have to show your ID in certain
Unbelievable.
states. And yet we're gonna allow anybody and everybody to just throw in a mail.
Just go with. So the postal, the postmaster gets in there, and he's new on the job. It's only been I think in June he took over that, and he hasn't been in the postal service before, which is good because the postal service has bled red for like 40 damn years. And the whole idea of giving them $25 billion when they only asked for $7 billion, it's like, no, here's some money under the table here. Here's a little something over here. And wait, we didn't ask for $25 billion. We only asked for $7 billion. Now, last year they only asked for $4 billion. And the year before that, they asked for I don't know. Yeah, every year.
The part that's killing me is that you're saying only.
Well, the point is, and they're not even a entity of the federal government anymore. They've been privatized, and I've been saying for years, why don't we privatize?
This is a huge bailout every time.
But we privatize them, but we keep having to feed them money. They're still on the teat. So here's what the new postmaster had to say about the politicians and the media.
All Americans who choose to vote by mail to request their ballots early and to vote early as a common sense best practice. As part of this conversation, there are many inaccuracies about my actions that I wish to again correct. First, I did not direct the removal of blue collection boxes or the removal of mail processing equipment.
What?
Second, I did not direct the cutback on hours at any of our post offices.
What?
And finally, I did not direct the elimination or any cutback in overtime.
What?
I did, however, suspend these practices to remove any misperceptions about our commitment to delivering the nation's election mail.
Wow.
Any further assertions by the media or elected officials is furthering a false narrative to the American people. Now, let me just.
So he says the whole thing is a bunch of hooey made up by the Democratic Party politicians and the media. That they haven't stopped any service. They haven't sold off any sorting equipment. None of that.
No, it's all media and it's all politicians and of course it's going to be the politicians on the right that they're saying this to because the left are their buddies.
You know
the
why
left are fighting to give them all these billions of dollars.
You know why this guy has been brought in? because he is an expert in turning around companies. And right now, the Postal Service is a company. It's not an entity of the U.S. government anymore. It is a company. So that's why he's been brought in. That's the only reason he's been brought in, to turn the Postal Service around so they don't have to keep getting into our pocket. Right now, the Postal Service, and you would think somebody would be smart enough to go, how many pieces of mail did you personally mail last month?
Me personally?
You personally.
I do almost all my bill pay online.
Oh, my God. So it's changed?
Yeah.
Let me do that again. It's actually changed? Do you mean the way people do business has actually changed? Oh, wow.
I mean, here at the company we work for, yeah, I mail stuff, but maybe once a month.
Yeah, we've talked about ending that too, and everything going to emails that will email the bills out or fax them out. That way, it doesn't cost us any money.
So, what if the federal government was bailing out FedEx?
No.
What if the federal government was bailing out UPS?
What if they were bailing out two bald guys down the right? I think that's easy. I'll take $1 billion.
Sure.
Well, you want $1 billion?
I'll settle for $1 million.
I'll be retired today.
I'm good. I'm good with just a measly $1 million.
Okay, I'll take $1 million too. I don't want to be greedy.
No.
All right, Baltimore County, Maryland, a 5th grade student. He's doing the online stuff, and the cops came to his house.
This story is unbelievable.
So the cops come to his house because the little boy has guns. Oh my goodness, they're BB guns. Oh, that looks like
the bottom is a toy gun. That one with the orange is a toy gun. BB guns, the airsoft rifle, and then a bow and arrow.
Oh, a bow and arrow.
Oh, I know. And I think that's a Nerf bow and arrow too.
Yeah.
No, I mean it may be real.
It's a real bow and arrow. And
but there's a Nerf gun there too.
So anyway, the police came to his house because the teacher reported it to the principal, and they came to visit. And his mom is a Navy veteran, and she was like, Courtney Sperry was like, "What the hell's going on here?" Anyway, the teacher said they look like scary guns, lady. It's a toy gun that you're looking at. The AK, or that would be AK. That it's a toy gun.
Yeah.
Don't you understand what that orange?
Of course she
tip?
doesn't. Of course she doesn't. So
anyway,
the kid, and it wasn't like he was set up his camera right in front of his guns. It was like at one of the points it was off in the corner, and they noticed the gun.
Yeah.
And from that they called the police and said that the child was in danger because he had firearms in easy access.
Now the kid is 11 years old. He's an Eagle Scout. And, the police come, and I'm sure the police left and were laughing about the whole thing.
Actually, they were a little put off that they had to come, but they also, when they got there, they were impressed by how much the kid knew about firearm safety.
Right.
How much he knew, even though they weren't actual firearms, they're just BB guns and airsoft pellets, that he was, extremely well versed in how to take care of them, how to put them. His mom's a Navy vet.
Yeah. And here's the deal. I don't know if anybody has noticed this, that America is burning right now. I mean, seriously, we got real criminals out there.
But we're going to send police.
And we're sending the police after this 11-year-old kid.
Well, and to shut down businesses.
By the way, some kid in Florida actually on one of these Zoom meetings for class actually was showing pornographic material in the background.
Really?
This whole thing is a shite show.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. One girl had her pajamas on. I think that was in California. Had her pajamas on.
Oh, they're making a big deal now.
And let me just say, there was a lot more than the pajamas showing in the picture.
They're making a big deal now where the kids they're going to have a dress code for kids for virtual learning.
Now here's the deal.
No Trump 2020 shirts.
Yeah, no, you can't have that. Are you kidding me? Now, Black Lives Matter would be totally acceptable.
You're totally okay with that. You're not going to have very many teachers that are going to complain about that.
What about LGBTQ XYZ?
That's all fine.
Oh, that's okay.
That's all
right. All right, another one has fallen. Somewhere in the good book it says the people that are perched at the top will fall first. And I don't know the exact scripture because I'm Catholic, but Jerry Falwell today has resigned from Liberty University. And this was the picture that started it off. They're on a boat together, and supposedly him and this girl, he's like, I'm just showing her my fat stomach, and she was showing me hers.
Yeah, with my pants unzipped.
With my pants unzipped.
And I'm sure there's no alcohol in that drink whatsoever.
And of course, I'm the president of a Catholic university. Anyway,
and
now
I'm almost copping a feel here too.
Yeah, now the pool boy has come forward, and supposedly Falwell said that the guy was trying to extort him for money, but the pool boy came forward and said that the evangelist has been paying him to have sex with his wife. No, not with the pool boy's wife. Jerry Falwell
was paying the pool boy to have sex with his wife.
Yeah, to bang his wife. And wow, man, unbelievable.
It was probably because he was getting a little on the side from whoever this chick is.
So he resigned after Giancarlo Granda, 29 years old, came forward and said that, Farwell was paying him money to sleep with his wife, and he said he's 29, it's been going on almost 10 years.
Wow.
That he has been sleeping. Now, Farwell's wife is Becky, and supposedly they would meet in hotels and all kind of stuff, and Farwell would be in the room watching them.
And we wonder why the left makes a mockery of Christians. I mean, seriously.
Wow. Yeah, and by the way, during that time, they also went on a business trip, and they stayed at a LGBTQ-friendly hotel in Miami. And I don't know what that, but evidently Farwell has targeted homosexuals, and so...
Well, I'm sure publicly.
29-year-old...
But it's probably a safe place for him to go when he's hooking up.
Yeah, the 29-year-old has been is going to make the circuit on all the talk shows. You can count on that.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be on Chris Matthews' show coming up very, very soon.
He obviously didn't get the money he wanted from Falwell, so he's got to make it some other way.
So he's out as the Liberty, and man, that's so sad. That is so sad. But I knew something was up because Jerry Falwell hired the coach that used to be at Ole Miss to coach his football team, Lou Freese, and Freese was basically run out of Mississippi because he was texting hookers on a company phone.
Oops.
Yeah. So I was like, and you hired this guy? Well, he is fallen, and he is making his way back up at Liberty.
We need someone with questionable morals so that they don't call me out on mine.
Yeah. Looks like the CDC also removed all 14-day quarantine recommendations for states. If you're traveling from state to state or traveling out of country, overseas, they have removed the 14-day quarantine. So if you're heading out of country, this is a good move because you don't have to worry about doing a 14-day quarantine, which is awesome. So anybody that's ever traveled internationally, if you're going out of a 14-day quarantine, man, that's a hell of a vacation.
Yeah, right. Well, I guess that was an excuse to stay away longer.
Yeah. Looks like you remember the Texas salon owner who defied Governor Greg Abbott in Texas, his mandate that all businesses must be shut down. Anyway, she is actually running for state senator, which is awesome.
Heck yeah.
Because, there's only one way to change things. You gotta become part of the change. So I think it's awesome that she's getting involved in that, and she's running, and I bet she'll get elected.
So you said what? Gallagher's running against Abbott?
No. Abbott.
Yeah, but Chad Gallagher, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, Chad. Oh man, now you had
Gallagher.
No, Chad. Yeah, Greg Abbott is done. He's termed out.
He's termed out. Okay.
So Chad Prather.
Chad Prather.
Sorry. Who is a guy I've been watching for a long, long time, is running, and he said there's too many Californians moving to Texas. He's not for Tesla moving in.
Right. And, he brought up a good point. First things first, you're thinking, okay, cool. Well, of course, Tesla's going to hightail out of California because all the taxes. But the bad part is Yeah, they're hightailing it, but they're going to bring all those libs with them.
All the executives.
Because you're talking about all these clean energy people
who are
going to be coming into Texas with all their morals and their ideals. That's not necessarily a good thing.
And Texas is already not a red state anymore. They're more like
So now we want more Californians coming to Texas? No, I think he's – so
I will say this much. Chad Prather is spot on most of the stuff. His attire for that interview, I was like –
So they did a wide shot.
I was like,
and he was wearing like some weird shorts and these bright red like high top sneakers.
Yeah, I don't know what they were.
And he looks cowboy from the waist up.
Waist down?
From the waist, yeah, waist down. It was scary.
He looked like the Village People guy.
I don't know if it was just for so he could go viral.
I don't know,
or if he didn't think that they would show him from the waist down.
It was a little different. It definitely was.
I was just like,
wow, a lot different,
bro. That's weird.
Do you agree that you're better off than you were 4 years ago? 3 out of 4 Republicans believe that they are in better shape than they were, 4 years ago.
Prior to coronavirus, yes. And had there not been this coronavirus BS,
I think we'd have been
2020 would have been a record year for our business for sure.
So this is most people that are what they're doing right now tonight. This is what they're doing right now. Also, in the same study, they asked that is it an acceptable rate of people that have lost their life due to coronavirus? That's a tough question. That's a really tough question. What is the acceptable rate? What's the acceptable rate of people dying from the flu? We don't.
Yeah, and then what's acceptable? That's the question. I mean, it sucks anytime anybody loses their life.
Yeah.
But guess what? None of us are getting out of this thing alive.
And I personally believe we're all going to get this thing. I personally believe that I had it back in January when I had pneumonia 3 times.
There's a lot of us who went and got flu tests and they said, no, you don't have the flu, but you have all these flu-like symptoms.
Who knows?
We're going to give you all the stuff for the flu, but and a lot of us got better. In December.
Yep. So there's a guy that's running around Massachusetts, and they're calling him the coronavirus hugger. And big dude, man, I'd be like, get off of me. So he's just walking up to people with his Aeropostale shirt on and his muscles sticking out, hugging people, and then saying, welcome to coronavirus.
Congratulations, you now have coronavirus.
So he was at the Walmart in Massachusetts. Why does everything happen at Walmart? We had a guy trying to burn down Walmart in New Mexico this weekend. Why is everything going on at the Walmart?
It's just where all the weird people congregate.
So he would walk up to him and give him a hug. One of the victims was a cancer survivor. And police are looking for the guy. They have not found him at this point.
And I don't know that anybody's been proven to have contracted corona from him.
No.
So it's kind of one of those things. We're not sure if it's actually real or not.
But you know what's crazy is that it's hard to tell who it is because he's got a damn mask on.
Right.
I mean, how do you determine who this guy is? By the way, President Trump is battling against low-income housing in suburbs. And let me just say, low-income housing has definitely changed in America. The projects aren't even the projects anymore. I remember growing up and low-income housing was basics. But here's a picture of the low-income housing they're talking about. Holy cow!
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah. And under Obama, my brother sent me some pictures of low-income housing in Houston, marble countertops and not marble. What do they call it? Granite.
Granite.
And I'm like, what the heck? Do people really need this? That's not the hood the way I remember it.
That's low-income housing.
Low-income housing. And President Trump is actually trying to stop that and reverse the course on the Obama administration. So there's a couple things he hasn't completely destroyed when it comes to.
Can I get some low-income housing?
That's better than your house.
I'm telling you.
It's damn sure better than mine.
I'm telling you.
Unbelievable. So low-income housing is not the hood is not the hood anymore.
No.
See, you want to know why people want to do better for themselves? That's a perfect example. Why would you?
Well, yeah, what's the incentive to go out and get a better job or to work harder? There's not any.
To get a crappier house than that?
The government's going to give it to you.
Unbelievable.
Other than if you just have pride in yourself and want to make sure that you did it.
So last week was the Democratic National Convention, and I followed that, and there was a lot of things that went on at the convention. It was pretty boring. Their ratings on TV really sucked. I mean, it was pretty bad. Sesame Street had better ratings than, I mean, it was bad. It was bad.
Well, they said America's Got Talent. They said, American Ninja Warrior?
Yeah, American Ninja Warrior actually beat out the Democratic. So Joe was just, look, I will give Joe credit that he didn't fumble and bumble, but he was reading off the teleprompter.
Oh, come on. I mean, he was, and he did, I mean, it was a fairly decent speech, but how long did he prep for that thing?
Oh, unbelievable. The dude now looks like Max Headroom. Tell me if I'm lying.
No.
The dude looks, I mean, he has had so much plastic surgery, teeth implants.
Somebody sent me a meme of Jeff Dunham standing behind Joe Biden. It was a Photoshop picture, obviously, but it was like he had his hand up his backside, like like Joe Biden was his puppet.
But Biden's like, come here, I would like to smell your hair.
Yeah.
I can barely move my lips. Nancy Pelosi, thank you so much for recommending the plastic surgeon.
Yeah, because that's not a creepy smile at all.
No, that's pretty crazy. But Biden came out, and you know, usually after the convention, these people are working it, man. They're all over the place. He still hasn't left the basement.
No.
And they talked to his campaign managers. Well, he's been doing a lot of things. Where was he?
Like what?
Where did he go? You know, usually after the Democrats convention, they go to Maryland. You know, because it's fairly close by most of the time. And no, he went home to the basement. Now, Trump is at the Republican National Convention every night this week. And he will speak every night this week. And some of the people that, you know, are on the list, now, they couldn't get everybody from 2016. Some of them are actually in jail. I'm serious. They are. They couldn't come back and speak.
Sorry, guys.
They're actually in jail. We didn't talk about Steve Bannon. Is that a coincidence or not that Steve Bannon gets elected heading into the Republican National Convention, and during the Democrat National Convention was not arrested by the FBI, was actually arrested by the Postal Service? Coincidence or not? I'll let you decide on that. But Biden says he will shut the entire country down to stop the coronavirus if the scientists recommended. He also said he would make it mandatory, a national policy, that everybody will have to wear a mask, even though that goes against everything the CDC is recently coming out against. So Biden says he'll shut the government down, so businesses will all shut down again. And he also went on to say about his tax plan. His tax plan, man, if you like your money, don't vote for Biden because you're not getting your money. Biden is like right here. Oh, he's in my back pocket.
It's honestly, with everything that we've done with all the coronavirus bailouts and all the money that's been given, we're going to have someone like Trump who's going to be creative in how we're going to get this money and how we're going to get it paid back.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to get more competitive on the world marketplace to be able to get more money.
Yep.
We're going to have to make it about America because if I guarantee, otherwise, all of us are going to be the ones that have to pay for all of that money that we gave to everybody.
Yep. And we have another stimulus check supposedly coming out soon. And where is this money for the people, the unemployed individuals? Has Nancy Pelosi come out with a plan yet? The answer is absolutely not. Not.
Well, and any of their plans that they have come out with, it's got so much
Oh,
pork.
my goodness. It's crazy. It's nuts. All right, I'm going to leave you with this thought and use this against all your liberal friends. You ready?
I'm ready.
So without using Trump's name, please name one thing that Joe Biden has done in 40 years. One thing.
That's how long he's been in Congress.
That Joe Biden has
Senate.
done. Well, let me say 50 years, because now it's been 50 years.
50 years.
That he has been in Washington, D.C. Name one thing that Joe Biden has actually done in the last 50 years. Besides make his brother rich, his son rich, his family rich. Name one thing.
He is the definition of career politician.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he is the definition of the swamp. So if that's what you want in Washington, D.C.
Well, and that's why we're having all these Republicans come out in favor of him, because they're part of the swamp,
They're part
too.
of the swamp,
They're
too.
not actual Republicans. They're part of the establishment, part of the people who were mad when Trump got elected, because that means that they lost their payday.
Yeah. By the way, the two bald guys on the right being brought to you by
Would you stop?
Red Bull.
He's still trying to pander for his Red Bull
by the
sponsorship.
way, it gives you wings and also causes some gallstones, but I don't have to worry about that because my gallstone's been gone for a number of years.
You're something else.
So Red Bull, I'll be expecting my check
It's not going to happen.
Soon.
That's not how that works.
soon.
He's still learning this whole thing. Trump pants.
By the way, this is not a paid ad. This is just somebody holding up a bumper sticker.
And now that he's mentioned that, let's just actually do the real plug that matters, the one for us. If you would, we'd love it if you'd go and you'd like, subscribe, and then hit the notification so you know when we come on live. And we appreciate that. We've been doing a Thursday show. I know our promo says Mondays at 7, but we've been doing a Thursday show too. So we may see if we can continue
So
that.
we'll see if we can do a wrap up of the Republican convention. And I think I got a guy that I'm see if we can bring on who is a big time liberal that can tell us everything Trump's done wrong. I think that would be interesting.
Oh, really? So we're gonna get a liberal guest.
I'm working on it, and
That ought to be entertaining.
I think it would be interesting to come in, and we'll also have like a pit over here where we can wrestle after it's all done.
Like
Yeah.
that. No, I'm good.
So
I don't think I want to get that close to a liberal.
no, I have no problem with most liberals. You know,
Me
I'm
too.
friends with a bunch of them on Facebook,
and we're joking.
but I like the idea that they can bring a debate. Most of the time, they can't.
I have
And
lots
then they
of friends
call me
and family.
Usually, they call me a racist.
Can you believe all these? But here's the thing: can you believe all the liberals that are walking away from the Democratic Party? The whole hashtag walk away.
Let me tell you. On the morning show this morning, we had a guy. We're talking about Hispanics walking away because they can't put up with the progressive movement. Because there's one thing we know about most Hispanics. I don't want to generalize. Most Hispanics, they're not for abortion.
No,
they're hardworking people, and they can't stand with the new Democratic Party.
For
the
sure.
party has left them. So we're seeing it here in New Mexico. Lots and lots of people registering as Republicans for the very first time.
Look at all the different. I mean, there's more and more people in the media that are coming out. Paul Rubin,
Yep.
Tim Pool,
Yep.
all these guys are coming out, and they're self-avowed either liberals or they were leaning left,
Right.
And now they're like, you know what? I can't get behind what the Democratic Party's doing.
Well, and the other thing, I think a lot of people can't get behind with what Biden's talking about doing. Him and I don't want to screw up her name, Kamala. Oh, now I'm a racist?
It's Kamala.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Oh yeah, they're saying if you mess up her name, you're
that
a racist.
you're a racist. Kamala.
Of course, that definition of racism just changes on a daily
And for
basis.
years, I thought it was, Kamala.
No, that's the Ugandan giant. That's the wrestler
I'm
that just
sorry.
passed away.
Well, wasn't that her uncle?
I don't think so.
Well, he was.
she's not- no,
he
'cause
was African.
Yeah, he was African.
Oh,
She doesn't have any
gotcha.
African in her, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's all Jamaican and Indian.
Oh, okay. Well, Indians are they're darker actually than Africans anyway.
Sure.
True story. But her dad is a very light-skinned Jamaican. I don't know if you've seen a picture of him.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So I'm just bringing it out. I don't want to discuss skin color, but I'm just saying.
Why it doesn't matter.
So-
I could care less about her skin color, her politics, or what drive me nuts.
Yeah. I mean,
Except for
I'm
the
white.
fact that she wants reparations for herself too, because
and my
course.
wife is Asian, and I'm actually darker than her. So go figure.
there you go.
So God bless America. Hey, the getting back to Hispanics, they are registering more and more on the Republican Party. And guess who was left out last week of the Democratic National Party? Hispanics. And they make up the largest minority in America.
There was a pretty good outcry. Like, hey, what about us?
What about us? But here's the deal. There are lots of blacks that have come out also and said, "What about us? You're leaving us behind." I mean, you haven't done. Ice Cube came out and said, "Hey, what about us?
Yeah.
You're leaving us behind."
Ice Cube there's a lot of Democrats, and a lot of them don't like Trump, but there's a lot that cannot get behind Biden.
Well, Let me just say there were a lot of people, and the great majority of them were African American that were let out of prison, and this past year, and guess who did that?
Yep.
President Trump.
There were a lot. There was a huge spike in employment in the black communities. Guess who did that?
And look at all the people that Kamala has put in jail, and some are saying some innocent people got thrown in prison by Kamala Harris
because she was just on such a tear there for a while in California.
Yeah, and
throwing people in jail for minor crimes.
Yeah, so beware, and vote with your heart, and vote with vote with your values. Don't let anybody don't let anybody tell you who to vote for.
Do your research. I mean, and look and see because what we've got out there is pretty scary. And when you actually look beyond the mainstream media and look at and don't take our word for it either. Go do your own research and actually look at it. And party aside, I think it's pretty obvious who the choice is.
So we still have riots in the street. 4 months, almost 4 months. Portland, Kenosha, Wisconsin, where a African-American was killed. Lafayette, Louisiana. And 4 months of rioting in the streets. How do we end that? Maybe we'll talk about that on Thursday.
Yep, for sure.
How do we end the rioting? How do we end, all the looting and the burning? How do we end that? Maybe Thursday's show. God bless you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends about Two Ball Guys on the right. God bless America and God bless you. We hope you have a great night. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel.
We appreciate it. Thank you, guys.